is all that we share. You've got your family, and they need you there.
The news about Whitney Houston is crackling through the music world, and the news is good. Her mother is singer Cissy Houston, and her first cousin is Dionne Warwick. But at age 21, actor, singer, and model Whitney Houston is blazing her own trail with style and sizzle. Take a look. Well, I had an opportunity to listen to the cassette, and you are so versatile. You do just a little bit of everything, and the critics agree with me. In fact, it says, she is a talent with tremendous potential, the New York Times. Whitney has a pedigree in the style to be a major vocalist. There is no doubt about it. Whitney Houston is going to be a star.
Oh, listen to that.
21 years old, all this success coming to you. How are you handling it so far?
I'm taking it day by day. I'm pretty cool about it. It's exciting, but it's okay. Yeah.
Now, let's see, your mother and Dionne Warwick and a lot of friends like Aretha Franklin, you grew up with. How did they influence you?
I think just by being around them and listening to the music, I love the way that they made people feel about what they were singing. So I think if I wanted to become a singer, that's the way I wanted to make people feel also. I mean, the fire, the music, everything was just there. So I love that.
When did you start singing?
I started singing professionally at 12. I'd been singing several years before that in church, which is where I grew up and got my basic training.
Gospel singing?
Yes, yes. And I started singing at 12 with my mom, doing background sessions here in the city, and then eventually singing with her in the nightclub and that kind of thing.
You said that gospel music instills emotion in you. Is that important for what you're singing now and doing now?
I think it is. I think it is for me. Gospel taught me to know what I was singing about and to be able to feel everything that you're singing. And my mother always told me, you can't sing anything that you don't feel, or it will never come across.
I read that quote. That's a great quote.
Yeah.
Kind of be yourself and feel it inside.
Exactly.
Well, what's interesting is that you used to sing backup for your mother, and now she sang a backup song for you, or sang backup on your album.
Yeah,
That's quite a switch.
Yeah.
Well, now let's talk a little bit about your modeling career, because in the middle of all of this excitement with your album, which has gone gold, you're a top model with the Wilhelmina Agency here in New York. How'd you get started doing that?
I was 16, and my mom and I were in New York, and we were walking down the street, and we walked into Carnegie Hall building, and we were looking for someone there, and a young man walked over to me, and he told me that I should go upstairs to a new modeling agency, that they were looking for a young lady like me. And I went, and they liked me, and they signed me. So
it happened just like that?
Just like that.
Now, Whitney,
fairy tale.
I mean, it is a fairy tale.
I know, but
young women
true.
try for years to even get noticed.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you think you're so lucky?
I don't know. Maybe it has a whole lot to do with being in the right place at the right time, or I don't know, if you have it, or if you're blessed with it, then I guess it's obvious or evident that it'll be.
Well, you've done covers for some major magazines too, haven't you?
Yes, yes.
17?
Yes, yeah.
What else?
I worked for Glamour, Cosmopolitan, Young Miss. I've done a lot of junior market, because when I started I was young, and that's the way I wanted to build up.
Which area do you want to continue it, or do you want to do it all? And can you have it all?
Well, music is my love. It's what I love the most, and it's comes before everything that I do. But I think modeling and the acting will go hand in hand at some point with the music. I love music. That's my major right there. So,
how would you describe your overall style?
I don't know. I would like to think that my style is just basically good music that everybody can listen to and enjoy. I guess that's where I put it. Yeah.
Are you working on your second album?
We are talking about it, putting it together. I won't be recording until late fall, but it's in the works, and we're talking. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Any covers coming out?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do have one on Essence in September. So,
okay. And for what?
September for Essence.
Oh, well, very good.
Yeah.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Whitney.
You're welcome.
We'll be back right after this.
It seems to has happened a lot to your voice. I mean, on this new album, have you worked with it very steadily? Because I mean, you seem to have developed enormously on your new record.
I think it's simply because you all haven't heard all that you're going to hear from me.
I think that's why, and it's been a long period of time that you haven't heard from me. So I think that to you it sounds like it's something that I've worked on, but to me it's a very natural thing. I haven't worked on anything, it just comes that way.
So there's a lot of things that we're still going to see from you, from your
See
side.
and hear,
See
yes,
and hear.
absolutely.
And you're also planning to become a movie star. I mean, you've signed a contract with 20th Century Fox, the movie company. What kind of roles would you like to play?
Well, I don't plan on becoming a movie star. I just want to do some acting. If movie stardom comes to be, then so be it. But I don't have any particular role that I'd like to play, only one that I can play that I can actually get into, you know, something that I can truly identify with and have some fun with, you know. I think that's basically the goal. Acting is just an extension of entertainment to me, you know, unlike, it's different from the music industry, but it's really just another world of entertainment that I'd like to venture into.
I heard something about yesterday. You said something about you like to play a big fat woman. I mean,
Yeah, there was not, you know, it's something that I thought about at one time. There was a script that I had. It was the Dreamgirls script, and the part of the woman in the actual play Dreamgirls was one played by a heavyset woman who actually at some point in the career loses the weight and really gets her thing together, you know, becomes more conscious of her look. It was very appealing to me to play a heavy-set person, being that I never have been heavy. So I just thought it would be a lot of fun and an experience to feel what it would be like to be a heavy-set kind of person.
but why do these roles appeal to you? Is that because you'd like to show
Oh,
people
because
that you
it's
could do something
sure,
very different?
sure, because it's different and it's fun. You know, you know, the one main thing about this whole business is to enjoy it and to have some fun while you're working at it. You know, I think that was really my whole concept of playing a heavy set person, someone who is heavy, I should say, not fat, because I don't like to be called skinny, so I hate to say people are fat. You know, I'd like to say pleasantly plump or heavy. It's just an exciting thing to be able to make the transitions, you know, of different characters or different looks or different, you know, styles and things like that, which are very, very appealing to me.
Is that because you like to surprise people?
I like to surprise myself. Most, I think, I like to see what I've got, you know, and you only know what you've got until you try it. You know, and basically that's what it was. I don't think I want to shock people or surprise people. I think people are already shocked and surprised no matter what I do for some very strange reason or another. It's just something that I just wanted to do. It was no real big thing.
In what way are people shocked? What do you mean?
You know, very normal things. You know how the media will take a very simple situation. I think I remember reading once in the British press, Whitney is, oh, it was just so dramatic. Whitney is tired of being a star. She doesn't want to be a star anymore. Oh, she's, you know, that whole thing. And it had nothing at all to do with that. She's very uncomfortable with her stardom, and which is totally not true. I am very comfortable with my position. There are times when I get kind of tired of being in this position. I'd like to pass off to somebody else. I'd like to say, you know, I wish I had a double sometimes saying, you know, will you do this job for me? Will you go and to this meeting? Will you make this decision for me? You know, that kind of thing. I think, and that's I think anybody in my position knows that and understands that. Anybody who isn't, I don't think really would.
When do you specifically get this feeling? I mean, you talked about these days where you don't want to be Whitney Houston and we just want to be an ordinary girl.
There is no specific time, honey. It just happens at certain times. I mean, I can't say on October the 29th I felt this way. It's just at certain times, you know. It varies, you know.
what do you understand, I mean, by the word being a professional?
Exactly that. Being a professional is doing what your duty calls for. I am head of my organization. I am the boss. So being a professional and rising to the occasion is what being a professional is all about. And actually acting in a professional manner. When I decided to become a professional singer, there were certain things that you had to do that people would call you or recognize you as a professional. Like my mother used to always tell me, well, when you're going to be a professional singer, you have to be on time. You have to know your part right away. You have to be flexible to switch parts. If that is what happens. If you have to take a note from someone else and somebody else takes your part, then you have to be prepared to sing that note. So that makes you a professional. That makes you a master at your game, a master at what you do. But being a professional is acting in the manner in which you are put into, the position that you're in. And hopefully I do that,
Do you think it's possible to become too professional?
No, I don't think there's any, I don't think there's, I think that professionalism has a place and time. I think there's a time to be professional, there's a time to just be, totally unprofessional. I have those moments too. I'm not professional all the time. I'm only professional when my job calls for it to be professional. I try to make professional decisions and ones that are sound decisions. But I'm not professional all the time, and who wants to be? I know I don't want to be all the time.
Would you be scared or afraid if you one day found out that you were reacting very professional in your private life as well?
Sometimes it kind of gets in the way. It's sometimes hard to separate the two, because actually your professional life becomes most of your life. So, sometimes it's kind of hard to, differentiate the two, but like I said, there's a time and a place for everything, There's a time when I just want to play and I just want to be free and just, to do and say and go where I want to go. And there are times when I can't, and those are times when I have to deal with business situations and, I have to be professional about it.
Are you a businesswoman?
Yes, I think so.
What does a businesswoman do?
Well, what does a businesswoman do? She says what she doesn't want, and she knows primarily what she wants, and that's a pretty tough thing to have to determine sometimes. And you have to tell people what they're supposed to do, which is not always the easiest thing to do, and sometimes you have to get into people's cases, as they say, because, it's to keep an organization and to keep it organized and to keep everybody in their place, and what their job, prospective jobs are. That becomes sort of hard at times. Most of the people that work with me are people I've known for many years, and it's hard sometimes to make the transition from being the friend to the boss, from the boss to the friend, or from the daughter to the boss, from the boss to the daughter. You have to wear different hats at times, But I think I do pretty good.
In what way?
In what way?
Yeah.
Well, I have a very well-run organization. I have very competent people who do a job, and they do them well. And if they don't, then they know that they're going to hear from me.
So you're a tough cookie?
Sometimes.
Always?
Not always, no. Sometimes. That means sometimes.
All right. How is it, to all of a sudden to become the boss of your own family, of your own father and mother in a way? Does it work like that, or are you still, the little girl sometimes?
Sometimes. Yeah, and sometimes they treat me as if I'm the little girl. I don't think that I'll ever go away. I am the baby of the family, but a lot of times I'm the oldest, seems to be. But my mother and father are my mother and father first, they are my employee second, you know, and sometimes that varies. Sometimes they are my employees, you know, on any given day, and, you know, we have to make decisions on a professional basis, on a business basis, you know, and it can't be mommy and daddy or daughter. It has to be John, Sissy, and Whitney, or Whitney and John, or whatever, you know. It varies.
When did you actually start singing?
I actually started singing, I think, when I came out of my mother's womb. It was just something there. I actually remember singing when I was about 5. You know, when I started to sing, I was about 5 years old. When I decided to become a professional singer, I was about 13.
What made you take this decision?
It's something that is inside of you. You just know that when I opened my mouth, the first time I sang in church, I knew that there was something there, and this is something that God had given me and that He wanted me to use. My mother used to always say, if you don't use what God gave you, He'll take it away and give it to someone else. So I always was afraid of that. So I always, you know, wanted to use what faculties God gave me. So, you know, it was something that I think I was compelled to do, you know. I can't imagine sitting at a desk with its voice. I just can't.
God seems to be very important to you.
Oh, yeah. I would assume, I would hope that He's important to a lot of people. But I can only know about myself. He is a very important source in my life. He is, I think, the reason for my being, and the reason that I can be in this business and still know that I am human, and know that I am just a grain of sand in His eyesight. You know, no matter how superstardom I become, I am still a child of God.
You said something about that God is your agent.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, God is my agent. There are things that, you know, when I start out, I make certain decisions, or if I have something that is frustrating to me, or things that I need to confer with Him about. I confer basically with Him about everything, you know. I just say, well, what do you think I should do, you know? And all the time I don't get the answer, but it comes, you know. My mother used to always tell me, you know, He may not come when you want Him to, but He's right on time.
You're supporting a lot of charity organizations. Why do you do that?
Why do I do that?
Is that of your good heart or good PR?
Oh, that's deep. I know that it's from my heart. I don't get involved with scams and things that just give me great PR. Because most of the time when I'm doing things for people, to help people, I don't even want press around me, because it is from my heart that I'm doing it. And I think that it promotes a PR situation when you have press there. What I do from my heart is not because I want to be a public figure. It is because it is from my heart, and that has nothing at all to do with the media.
What is the most important thing for you to support? I mean, lately you have supported AIDS, to have fought against AIDS together with your cousin Diane Warwick.
Her name is Dion.
Dion.
Mm-hmm. I find that when you have reached a certain level of success and you have been blessed with so much, that there is a certain responsibility that you have to go and to help those who are in need of help. Now that is my obligation to basically, and my responsibility to young people whom I'm very involved with, be it children, be it teenagers, be it, you know, people my age, you know. There is always someone who is in need of something. And if I can be of any assistance and any help, then, you know, it's no sweat off my back. I mean, I've been blessed with so much. God has been so good to me, and there's no reason why that we who are successful and who have fame and fortune cannot contribute back to those who are not as fortunate.
What does your own future look like?
I don't know. You're going to have to ask God about that.
You're going to get married, have children?
Hopefully. I want those things. It seems like I'm working backwards. you know, those things usually come first. But my career came first, and I concentrated on that mostly. Now I want the simpler things in life, which is children and a husband and the little house with the
So
picket
this has
fence.
been like a labor of love for a long time, no?
Yes, it has. 15 years?
Wow.
Yeah, it's about that long. I of course loved the film as a young woman. We got the script. Aaliyah was going to play the part. She was our Sparkle. Of course, you know what happened with that. I put it down. I just said, Deborah, Chase, and I, my partner, we put it down. I said, I don't want to see it for a while. Let's just leave it and see what happens. 6 months ago, maybe half a year ago, got a call. This is a great film. We want to do it. Here we are.
And now we're in Detroit.
Yes, in Detroit in the late 60s.
And why do you think it was a perfect time to bring the film back? Because at first, you know, you said what happened with Aaliyah, but why
Yeah.
now? Why now?
You know what? Like I told you, I put it down, and I was our Sparkle. We were looking for our Sparkle. We had our Sparkle, and God wanted her more. So we just put it down. But this was just Jordan Sparks came up, and it was like, okay. Then we had, of course, we had Carmen and Tika and Derek and Mike Epps, and everything just started to come into play, and we just started like wow, this is going to be a really great film. We got the music, Curtis Mayfield. We took some of the music, we put R. Kelly to it, so it should be really quite grand.
Yeah, everybody's talking about this soundtrack.
Yeah.
How great is the music?
You'll hear it. You'll hear.
I'm hearing that, you know, you taped and then you got everybody from the crew singing and
Oh yeah. There's a lot of singing going on this set. But we have some good voices here, really good voices.
including yours.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And how does it feel to be on set again and doing your thing?
Well, I'm comfortable. I'm real comfortable with it, comfortable now, because I think over the years, being a mother, the marriage to mother, the whole thing, you know what I'm saying, I've matured in so many ways. And my daughter is my greatest inspiration. She has trained me for this role. She has trained me. She trained me good. And just the whole cast is just so, we're very loving, very warm, very enthusiastic. You know, we want this thing to come off great. And it's working.
It is working.
It's coming off really good. It is.
Wow. Did you feel any pressure going into it? I mean, knowing what Sparkle meant to so many people, including yourself.
It wasn't even a thought. I got a call, my partner was in Canada. We talked, Deborah and I talked. I said, Deborah, do you believe this? She said, well, it's a miracle. Because we just totally kind of like forgotten about it. We kind of laid her down and just said, okay, Sparkle will come up when Sparkle, if she comes up, she comes up. But it did. And, my God, Salim was great. Mara's great. She wrote the script. She rewrote it and put all her loving touches in it. You know, he's a fabulous director. Jordan was perfect. Tika's perfect. Carmen's perfect. Derek's perfect for the role. I mean, everybody just fit into their, you know, rightful spot. So I just was comfortable. I was like, okay, whatever we're gonna do, I know how to be a mother. I can do that.
And I heard that there's some big singing that's about to happen.
Yeah, you heard that?
I did. And we are in Detroit.
Yeah.
So I heard there's a big scene coming up and you might be pulling somebody
Yeah.
from the area.
Is that right?
That's what I'm hearing.
Good God.
Who could that be?
Who told you that?
Who could that?
We'll have to see.
Are you excited about that? Because I can't, I'm just the two of y'all in a room doing something.
Oops.
Well, okay. Actually, okay, you're talking about.
Aretha?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's something different. We're not
What
gonna
were you
talk
talking about?
No,
Well,
I'm
you
doing-
can tell me.
what
You can let that. What were you
talking
talking
about?
about? Tell me what you were talking
No,
about.
I got something else under my belt. I don't know what
was
you're
that
saying.
one? What's the other gift? Let's go into that belt.
We're not going
What
there
was
yet.
that?
No, we're gonna save that. We're saving some pieces for surprise. The element of surprise.
So it's a big collaboration, big musical.
There is some great music, but there's some great voices to these songs. It's refreshed, it's renewed. Of course, Aretha being our greatest inspiration. For anybody who is a singer, who calls himself a singer, must know this, the Queen of Soul. You have to know her. You have to hear her. You have to know what she means to a whole world of people. Her voice, how it's influenced me. I knew her personally since I was 5. So, yeah, I grew up with her. So that was very special for me. I know that. So it's so, kind of like coming 360.